What if I told you that greatness isn't something you wait for, it's something you decide? Would you believe me, or would you hesitate, like so many people do? The truth is, most people spend their lives waiting for a sign, waiting for someone to validate them, waiting for the perfect moment to show up as their best selves. But here's the thing, that perfect moment never comes. It's a myth we tell ourselves to avoid stepping into our own power. Let me ask you this. Who are you waiting for? The truth is, the only person who can give you permission to be great is staring back at you in the mirror. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminded us of this when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength doesn't come from external applause, promotions, or trophies. It comes from the moment you decide to own your greatness, even before the world acknowledges it. Now, here's where things get exciting. You have everything you need to unlock this power within you, right now. It's not some secret that only a select few get access to. It's a shift in mindset, a way of showing up in the world as though you're already the best at what you do, even if you're still a work in progress. So, here's what I want you to do. Grab a notebook or just focus entirely on this moment. And join me as we uncover the Stoic wisdom that can completely transform how you think, act, and live. Together, we'll explore why acting as if you're the best isn't just a mindset. It's a tool to reshape your reality. And before we dive deeper, take a moment to hit the like button if you're ready to take control of your life and step into your greatness. If you're passionate about learning more about Stoic wisdom and practical ways to master your mindset, subscribe to this channel now. Not only will it keep you inspired, but it'll also make sure you don't miss out on future insights that could change your life. All right, let's get started. The power of deciding to be the best. Here's a question to think about. What if, starting tomorrow, you woke up and made the decision to be the absolute best at what you do? Not in an arrogant or boastful way, but with a quiet, unshakable conviction. How would your behavior change? How would others perceive you? Most importantly, how would you perceive yourself? The truth is, confidence doesn't magically appear once you achieve something. It begins the moment you decide that you are capable of achieving greatness. Confidence is rooted in the decision to believe in your potential, not in the approval or validation of others. When you decide to be the best, it fundamentally changes how you carry yourself. Your posture, your tone, and even the way you approach challenges evolve. This is the mindset shift that separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. Take athletes, for example. Before stepping onto the field or court, they visualize victory. In their minds, they've already won. They've already executed the perfect play or crossed the finish line in first place. To an outsider, this might seem delusional. But here's the fascinating part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined scenario and real life. Neuroscience has shown that the more you mentally rehearse success, the more likely you are to take actions that align with it. So, why not use this power to your advantage? If your brain is going to believe what you feed it, don't waste time imagining failure or mediocrity. Feed it visions of excellence. And let's be real, if you're going to trick your brain, wouldn't you rather be for something that propels you forward, instead of something ridiculous, like convincing yourself you can eat 15 tacos without regretting it? Use that power wisely. Why acting like you're the best matters? Acting as if you're the best is not about arrogance or inflating your ego. It's a mindset shift that fundamentally changes the way you approach life's challenges and opportunities. When you believe in your capability, everything about your behavior starts to align with that belief. You begin to approach situations with confidence. You take risks you'd otherwise shy away from, and you speak with an authority that commands attention and respect. And here's the most powerful part. When you carry yourself like this, others start to see you through the same lens. Confidence, after all, is contagious. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This idea is profoundly simple, yet transformative. When you act like someone who is already successful, When you project self-assurance and take decisive action, you set the stage for opportunities to present themselves. This isn't some mystical force. It's basic psychology. People gravitate toward those who exude confidence, and they're more likely to trust, follow, and invest in someone who seems sure of themselves. Now, let's flip the script for a moment. Imagine going into every situation with the mindset, I'm not good enough. What happens? You shrink back, avoid taking chances, and second-guess yourself at every turn. This hesitation doesn't just stop you from seizing opportunities. It sends a signal to others that you don't believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, why should they? Worse, this negative cycle of self-doubt leads to self-sabotage. You unconsciously create barriers to your own success. Ask yourself this. Do you want to live a life ruled by fear and hesitation, or one where you take bold steps, regardless of the outcome? The choice is yours. What if I am not the best? Let's confront the uncomfortable question many of us wrestle with. What if I'm not the best? What if there's someone out there who is smarter, faster, or more skilled? It's a daunting thought, isn't it? But here's the truth. There will always be someone better than you in some way. It's not a matter of if, but when you'll encounter them. And here's where Stoic philosophy offers a liberating perspective. It doesn't matter. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have control over your thoughts, but not external events." This wisdom is key. Being the best isn't about outshining others or proving you're superior. It's about surpassing the version of yourself that holds back. The one that hesitates because of fear, doubts because of comparison, and settles because it's easier. When you stop obsessing over being better than others and instead focus on what you can control, your mindset, actions, and effort, you take back your power. Think about it. You can't control how talented someone else is, how much they've achieved, or how they're perceived. But you can control how hard you work, how disciplined you are, and how resilient you become in the face of setbacks. Every time you choose effort over excuses, growth over complacency, you're becoming the best version of yourself. And that's the only competition that truly matters. Here's the unexpected twist to this mindset. It builds a foundation for something much bigger than success. When you stop measuring yourself against others, you discover a deeper sense of purpose. It's no longer about winning the race. It's about running it with integrity and persistence. And in a moment, I'll show you why this shift is the key to long-term fulfillment. Stay with me. Continuous growth. When you decide to act as if you're the best, you're not claiming perfection or declaring that you've arrived at the final stage of success. Instead, you're making a powerful commitment to the ongoing process of growth. Think of it this way. The journey toward being your best self is like an endless marathon, not a sprint. Every day is another step forward, another chance to refine who you are and what you can achieve. This mindset of never settling is at the core of Stoic philosophy. Seneca captured this idea perfectly when he said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." These words remind us that life itself is a classroom, and every experience, good or bad, offers an opportunity to grow. The best version of you isn't some distant destination you'll magically arrive at one day. It's a process, a constant evolution fueled by learning, adapting, and improving. Growth, however, isn't always comfortable. It often feels awkward, even painful. Starting something new can make you feel vulnerable, and failing can sting. But here's the truth. Discomfort is proof that you're pushing yourself beyond your limits. Every stumble, every mistake, every moment of doubt, it's all part of the process. Let's be honest. How many times have you failed so spectacularly that you couldn't decide whether to laugh or cry? Maybe you've made mistakes that felt impossible to recover from at the time. But if you look back, you'll realize that those moments were often the ones that taught you the most. Growth is messy, it's frustrating, and yet it's worth every uncomfortable step. Because with each failure, you're not falling behind. You're becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So, embrace the process. Growth doesn't end. It's a lifelong practice. Practice makes reality. Here's a simple exercise. Stand tall, take a deep breath and say out loud, "I'm the best." How does it feel? Awkward? Maybe even a little silly? That's normal. But here's the fascinating part. If you do this consistently for just 1 week, you'll begin to notice something remarkable. You'll start believing it. Why? Because repetition builds conviction. The words you speak, especially when combined with intentional action, shape the way you see yourself. The Stoics weren't fans of hollow affirmations or wishful thinking. They believed in aligning words with actions. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit around saying, "I am a great emperor." He practiced being one by focusing on discipline, humility, and service. Stoicism teaches that true change happens when thought meets consistent effort. So, practice excellence in small, manageable steps every single day. If you're a writer, don't just talk about writing, right? Even a single sentence each day adds up. If you're a student, dedicate time to study, even when you don't feel like it. If you're building a business, focus on one task at a time, no matter how small it seems. The key is to act, not just think about acting. Now, what happens when doubt creeps in? When the voice in your head whispers, "You're not good enough," or your weaknesses start to weigh you down. That's the moment that separates those who succeed from those who stop. The truth is, doubt will always be there. It's part of being human. But here's the twist. Practicing confidence and action can drown out those doubts. The more you act as if you're the best, the more those doubts fade into the background. And when we face those inevitable moments of weakness, we'll explore how to confront them head-on next. Facing weakness. Weakness is often viewed as something to be ashamed of, something to hide or deny. But what if we flip that perspective? What if we saw weakness not as a flaw but as an opportunity? The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed adversity doesn't break us. It reveals us. Epictetus famously said, "Difficulties show a person's character." It's not the easy moments that define who you are, but how you handle life's challenges when things get tough. So, here's the big question. When life tests you, will you rise or crumble? Acting as if you're the best doesn't mean pretending you're perfect or sweeping your weaknesses under the rug. It means acknowledging them, staring them down, and taking action to grow stronger. Weakness isn't a roadblock. It's a starting point. Think about it. How can you improve if you don't first admit where you fall short? For example, if you struggle with procrastination, don't ignore it. Face it. Break tasks into smaller, manageable steps and tackle one thing at a time. If self-doubt is holding you back, don't run from it. Challenge it by stepping out of your comfort zone, even in small ways. The more you confront your weaknesses, the less power they hold over you. And yes, sometimes our weaknesses are a bit more unusual. Maybe it's eating an entire pizza alone on a bad day. Hey, no judgment here. But even then, recognizing unhealthy habits is the first step toward positive change. The key is to shift your mindset. Weakness isn't a reason to give up. It's a reason to lean in and grow. Every time you face your flaws, you gain strength, resilience, and wisdom. And that's how you move closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Elevate those around you. Here's the twist that often gets overlooked. Being the best isn't just about personal success. It's about uplifting those around you. True greatness is never a solo act. When you act as if you're the best, you set the standard not only for yourself, but for everyone who looks to you for guidance, motivation, or inspiration. By leading through example, you create a ripple effect that impacts others in ways you might not even realize. Marcus Aurelius said, "What's bad for the hive is bad for the bee." This reminds us that we're interconnected, and our success is tied to the success of the community around us. You can't truly thrive in isolation. When you share your knowledge, mentor someone struggling, or simply encourage others to step into their potential, you create a healthier, more supportive environment for everyone. Imagine walking into a room and inspiring those in it simply by the way you carry yourself. Confidence, humility, and action are contagious. When people see you striving for excellence, they'll often feel compelled to do the same. That's the power of leadership, not through dominance, but through influence and example. Now, picture a world where everyone worked not only to be their best, but also to elevate others. Instead of competing in a zero-sum game, we'd be creating a community of growth, support, and shared success. That's how legacies are built. Not through individual accomplishments, but through the collective impact we leave on those we interact with. So, here's your challenge. Wake up tomorrow, stand tall, and act as if you're the best. Not because you're flawless, but because you're committed to improving yourself and making a difference in the lives of others. And if this resonates with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Let's keep growing together,